All right, Harmony Science Academy, 6th grade math students. Let's go ahead and get into today's 8.3, 8.4. Okay, you'll have problems that look like this coming in. Okay, I've separated them like this so I can work both of these problems. And I'm going to work both of them in two ways so that 8.3 and 8.4 just come together, okay, real nicely. So anyways, this one says Elena wants to buy 2 gallons of milk but can only find quart containers for sale. How many quarts does she need? Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about how many gallons is a quart, right? So we have 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. Okay, and you guys aren't gonna need to memorize this. You'll have a formula chart. Okay, so anyways, the first method we're gonna use is we're gonna use proportions. Okay, so we'll do something like this. We'll have 1 gallon is 4 quarts, right? That's a ratio, which equals 2 gallons over, we don't know how many quarts, okay? So we'll leave it blank, quarts, okay? So I'm sure most of you guys already know what to do here, but the bottom line is, for me to go from 1 gallon to 2, I had to multiply by 2. So down here, I would need to multiply by 2. So that gives me 8. And the answer is 8 quarts. Okay? So that right there, this is method 1, right? Using proportions. And we can go to 2. This one's going to be related to the vocabulary, which is the conversion factor. Okay? And this basically is the conversion factor. Okay? So we can do something like this. We can just take 2 gallons. Okay. Now pay attention here. Okay. I can multiply by the conversion factor. Okay. The only thing that I want you guys to pay attention to is this. Okay. Let's say I put this 1 gallon over 4 quarts. Okay, this one's new here. Okay, the second method. So just, if you like this method, you're fine, but just listen to this one. Okay, if I do this method, I'll notice that gallons is on top of this fraction and gallons is on top of this fraction, so that's a problem. Okay, so really what you want to do with this conversion factor method, okay, is you want to write 2 gallons this way, right? 2 gallons times, since this is just a rate, right? You can go ahead and actually switch the order so that you have 4 quarts over 1 gallon. Okay. Now, yes, this is a little more advanced, but you guys can handle it. Why would you, right? Why would you prefer this method than this one? Well, here's the reason. Here, we talked about it before, or I mentioned it before. Now we're here. We've come to this day where gallons divided by gallons actually cancels. All that's left is a 2 and 8, so I would have 8 quarts. Okay. Now here we have a different scenario. So the only thing that matters is, in this case, is that you're not aware of your units and what's happening in the context of the problem, which is fine. That's what we're going to spend time for you to consider. Hey, which should I have, the gallons on top or on the bottom? Okay, this is just more advanced, but again, you've got good background knowledge to survive. Okay, all right, so let me go ahead and make some room for this one over here. Let's go green so there's a difference, okay? What is the weight of the average human brain in ounces? Use a proportion to convert 3 pounds to ounces. So here in this one, let's go ahead and establish the fact that 1 pound equals 16 ounces. Okay, again, you don't have to memorize this. You'll be given a formula chart. It's what you do with it, okay? So, and by the way, okay, you want to look for the vocabulary where we have proportion, we have unit rate, and now this word, right, this term, which is conversion factor. So anyways, let's go ahead and do it method 1, right, which is our method. Let's set up a proportion. So we have 1 pound over 16 ounces, right? What is the human brain weight in ounces? So we know 1 pound 16 ounces. The human brain is 3 pounds. We don't know the ounces necessarily right now. So let's go ahead and think about this. So for me to turn 1 pound to 3 pounds, I need to multiply by 3. So I'm going to do that down here as well, which gives me 48. Okay. Notice how this proportion method works for us. Okay. But let's go ahead and try this other method. Pay attention. This could be your chance to really pick up on it. Okay. Now, this conversion factor, right? We have the 3 pounds. I'm going to multiply, okay, by this ratio. The question is, should I put pounds or ounces on the bottom? Okay, if you're thinking, put it on the bottom so you can cancel good. Okay, so we'll put 1 pound. We'll put 16 ounces on top. Okay, now I didn't do it on this other one, so I'll do it here. I'll do it in blue. So 3 pounds can technically be what, written over 1. Okay, so why am I doing that? Because this being on top, this being on the bottom cancels. Pounds divided by pounds cancels. And now I have 3 times 16, which is 48. 1 times 1 is 1. And did ounces cancel? No, it did not, so I would put out here ounces. Okay? All right, we'll get some time in class to practice. Appreciate your time. Catch you then. Okay?